Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Coffee time. Hope you're having a good day. I recently got this cordless hot glue gun from Clevast. Um, and we're going to look at it together. Alright, comes with an instruction manual. You can share your story about what you do with it. Gives you congratulations. You have a 1-year free product replacement insurance on it. Gives you a quick start guide about the battery and the power indicator lights. Hot surface, do not touch, hello. Your button and indicator, it tells you that. So it's telling you after unboxing, you fully charge the device using either the base charger or the port, which is cool. You can charge it through a base or you can charge it directly from the gun itself, which I like that. Especially if I'm taking it to markets with me to do hot glue gun work there. Sometimes I take that to glue magnets or pins on for people that want to do them on the turtles and stuff. Anyway, so you don't have to take the base with you. You can just plug it into that. So I like that. Anyway, it's telling you that you can do it either way, and then you insert a glue stick and then press and hold the button for 3 seconds. The orange light will flash and it rapidly, and that indicates that the heating has begun. Then you're going to wait about 40 seconds, and then when the orange light turns a solid color, it's ready to use. Now, this is supposed to be dripless. That is still a matter to see, but we will have to see. But according to on that, it said that it was that. But it says the device offers 2 hours of battery life, that you can continue to use it but you can plug it in and use it while it's plugged in as well. It'll automatically power off after 5 minutes of inactivity. Then you can put it back on its base when it's not in use. If the trigger feels hard to press, allow additional preheating time. Forcing the trigger may damage the device. Okay, let's check it out. What we got? Here's the base. Simple enough. Here is the gun. Ooh, I like how it fits in your hand. There's the plug-in port if you're going to plug it in while you're holding it. I like how it has a small opening so it gives more control. So you would put it in here like this in the base. Cool. Then it comes with a, this is the charging cord, I think. Yep. And it is a C cord. And then in here, it came with, I think, 30 glue sticks. Come on, can't get it open. All right, my hands ain't that good. Let me see if I can get this open, guys. Hold on. All right, let's rip you open then. Okay. All right, comes with 30 sticks. They are small, which I like. You'll put that in there like that. Sweet. I like that. It's very ergonomic for my hands. It's easy for me to pull the trigger and try that. Anyway, it came with 30 of those, so that's cool. We're going to take that out because I want to charge it before I do anything. So I'm going to be plugging this up and charging this bad boy. And then we're going to come back and see what we can make with it. All right, I'll be back. Hello everybody, we're going to prep this frame because it's going to go with my other video, and I just wanted to be able to show you how I prep this frame. I take all these little doodads out that holds this back in here because I don't need that in there because I don't use the back. We're going to take all these out, just use a pair of needle nose, and I just bend them all out. And then we'll take this puppy out. Take that out. And I do save these because they're pretty good. I'm going to put some packing tape on that and use that for a base to do my mold, set my mold housings on. Anyway, so we'll take the paper out. Don't pay attention to the molds I got underneath there. I have a sticker on here I need to take off. There we go. Now, I do try to make sure that the glass is clean. So I take some Windex and I do wipe it clean. Get the oils and stuff off of it. Okay. Now, I try to, a lot of these picture frames, when you buy pictures and frames and stuff, they'll come, they come with things inside them that, in the boxes and stuff, they come with, some come with these on the corners, some come with these on the, in the boxes. I keep those. Let me get this out of the way for a minute so I can move this. Now what I do is I utilize these a lot because they're hard. And I will put them like this to hold the frames in my area that I work with. Makes it real easy. So I'm going to take this piece of glass out. Have that right there. Now I'm going to pull a Linda Berman today, and I'm going to be using UV resin. I haven't used UV resin to secure frames yet, but she assures me that it can be done. And done easily. So I'm going to try it. All right, and I don't know where my here it is. Okay. So this is my resiners UV light. And I'm going to use it to cure it, I think, because this one doesn't. I've got too many things here. All right. I'll put this over here to the side. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of UV resin on here. And then we're going to put our glass back on there. Turn that off a minute. There we go. We're going to put some down here on this part. Okay. Close that up so no UV light gets to it. We're going to put our glass back in it. There we go. And now I'm going to turn this UV light back on. And we're going to let it hit that good. I'll help it along while I'm waiting. Yeah, that's already stuck. Already stuck. Gotta love it. So once I do that again, now I'm going to put some more on this side of it. Make sure you get it in the corner real good. Cures it up fast. And we're using Resin Rockers UV resin. First one I grabbed. Let's move that out of the way. And we'll put that on here and give it a little bit of extra zip while we're doing the outside of this one. Making sure you get enough in the corners for reals. And I do have a new, supposed to be a new improved Let's Resin light. Let's try it out. Yeah, set it up. What I like about this light is that you can look in it and it doesn't, you don't see it unless you're putting it on something. Can't hit you in the face. I like that about this flashlight. Because sometimes when you, like this one, you can see it and you're putting your eyeballs when you turn it on. This one does not. And I like that. It's like a safety screen. So yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Now we want to put some on the side. And this is a rechargeable light. I like that too. Look, it cured it up that quick. Yeah, I like that. Right, and for good measure, we're going to put that on here just to give it an extra thing while we do this side. Yep, sealed it quickly. Love that. I like this little light. All right, let's put you over here for a minute. All right, now what we're going to do is take the blue painter's tape and we're going to do an extra layer of protection over leaks while we're working with the glass. You definitely don't want it to leak resin. So we do this as an extra precaution because you never know. You just never know. All right, we're done with that. I'm going to put this over here. Once that glue gun gets charged up, we're going to use it but these little cardboard things out of paintings and frames and stuff are excellent. If you go into Kirkland's or little stores like that, I'm friendly with my Kirkland's girls. They know me. I do a lot of shopping there because I buy their frames when they're on sale. I love Kirkland's frames. And I do go in there and ask them if they have any. I asked them if they can save some for me of when they're unpacking their things, and they're quick to do that. If you get to know them and are friendly with them, they don't mind giving you that. They throw it away anyway. So I asked them to save it for me, and they give me their extras. So shout out to Kirkland's in Baytown, Texas, because those ladies are wonderful up there. Very helpful, very knowledgeable. I like them a lot. Very nice ladies. I'm not going to say their names because I don't have their permission to do that. But anyway, so we're going to just make sure to give this another once over so that it gets anything that's in the cracks that wasn't sealed on the other side. It's always good to be safe than sorry. Because I've never done this UV resin. Linda Berman showed us that we can do it, but I've never done it. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right and I have a seal. Because I usually use Elmer's glue without any issues. I've never had any issues on the Elmer's glue. Never had any leaks on the Elmer's glue. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so now I also want to do this side of the glass. A little cleaning on this side since I've touched it. And we're going to wipe it off. There we go. All right. Okay. And we can turn our light back on since we've got rid of the UV light. All right, now we're going to see if it's, if I have it level. Level that way, level that way, level that way. And it's level that way. I love this Franklin sensor. I got it off of Amazon. This sucker, you can level it this way or this way, but the cool thing is it's got a magnet strip on it. But if you lay it down, it'll tell you if it's level or not because of the colors in it. And when it's green, it's level. When it's red, it's not. There's a yellowy. See how it yellows out the closer it gets to green? Then you got green. So I love this. I got it off of Amazon. But it's made by Franklin Sensors. Found my screwdriver I've been looking for 2 days. Holy moly! Yeah, I lose things. I hide things from myself a lot. Putting that in my screwdriver drawer so I don't forget it. Okay, so anyway, so when the glue gun gets charged up and everything, then we'll come back. I just wanted to show you how to prep the frame. Okay, so we've got the glue gun heated up. We're going to try this. I don't know how it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Hold on, didn't mean to hit that with my head. All right, I'm going to try this. I think this one is a little bit more defined. So let me get this other one for the bigger lines. And all right, let me get that bigger one. I'll be right back. Okay, let me see if I can get this moved over here a little bit. Okay, so I got a bigger glue gun here. Let me see if this will give me bigger lines that I need for this part. Okay, here it goes. Yeah, I think this is going to be bigger. Okay. Well, it's not that much bigger, but I think it is bigger than that other one. I hate hot glue strings. They're a pain in the rear end. Alright, we're going to pull this down here. Okay, so you get the gist of what I'm going to do here. And then this other little one here is going to give me the little branches. All right, so when I get this laid out on here, then I'll be back and show you what we're going to do on the next round. I'll be back. Okay, so I found these little pieces of thread and I put some UV resin on them to make them stiff. And I'm going to put them on here like that. And then I cut this little popsicle stick and rounded the end of it. I'm sorry, I'm off camera, but I didn't want to do it over my... Alright, so I rounded the end off a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this between here on top of the little ball things. Put a little UV resin there. And attach it. Alright. So now we got a little swing. And I'm going to attach it up here. And over here. Okay. All right. And I believe that I have a thing that I want to sit in there. I want to put that there. Anyway, we're going to leave that there. So now what I'm going to do with this is I got this stuff. It's a It's a wax metallic finish. Let me get it out of this box package here. It's called Wax Metallic Finish Rose Gold. I'm going to see if this is what I think it is, because I don't know, maybe you know. I'm out of my comfort zone with all this mess. So it looks like, yeah, it's like a rose gold powder. So I'm going to, I have some, we're going to try to put it on here like this. To give this a little bit of depth. All right, I think that's what I wanted there. I don't want the whole thing in the color because I want to see if it rubs in. Okay. All right. So we do have another avenue would be to use some foils that I have. I like this color. And I think this is the kind that you we're going to try it. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but you know what? You don't know unless you try things. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this clear gel tacky glue. And put that on there. And I'm going to use a glove to see if I can spread it out on there. So I don't get it everywhere. We're going to give that a little time to dry up because when it dries it's supposed to be tacky. and we'll be able to see if that foil's going to do what I think it's going to do once it gets a little tacky. So we'll be back. Okay, so I took a little bit of this Bling It mica and mineral powder called Tiger Eye and some of this Lightstone brown mica, and I added it to some high gloss acrylic varnish because the tacket's not doing what I want it to do. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to take some alcohol, put that on there, wipe that off pretty good. Okay. And then we're going to mix this up real good. And then I'm going to take a little brush. Let me see. And we're going to paint this on here. Yep, I like the coverage on this already. And it doesn't matter if I get it on that part because I'm going to have leaves and glass up there, and it's kind of forgiving. But I'm definitely going to let this dry really well before I go forward with anything else. Because in the end, I'm going to be putting resin on here. And everything has to be good and dry to put the resin on there. Okay. All right, we're going to give this time to dry, and then we'll come back to the rest of it. I found a little piece of fence I'm going to put in there. Anyway, all right, we're going to dress it up when we come back. Let it dry. I'm sorry. I thought that I had that turned on. Well, it was all dry. I found these little leaves here, and then I found these other little leaves that I want to put in here as smaller ones to give the tree some more depth. And I found this little rabbit. I think he looks cute sitting in the swing. He's jointed, so he fits in there very well. Put a few of these little leaves here, and I have some others that I want to put a few of those in there too. You know, trees, the leaves change colors, all kinds of colors. So I think that putting all kinds of colors on here will be good. Yes, I think that's coming together. And then I have these other little leaves. I don't know that they'll shine too good. Let me see. Yeah, those are kind of cute. Then I have these. That are even prettier. Yep. Yep. I like that. Then I found these guys. can see how to get in the package. I do not see, so we're going to cut the corner. Anyway, I found these little pine cones. And I have some silver ones as well. Give it a little bit of contrast. Okay, I think that'll do it. Maybe one more there. Yep. Good deal. Okay. All right then. So we're good to go with those. Put up these leaves out of the way. All right. Okay. Now, we want to put and to contrast that a little bit, I think that we need a little bit of this gold to give it a season, changing of the season kind of vibe. All right, I think that's good. Now, I'm definitely going to be using this on this side. I don't think I want fence underneath him. Yep, don't want no fence underneath him because he wouldn't be swinging in that swing if he had some a fence below him. So we're going to keep it on this side. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clear Elmer's glue on all this so that when I do pour the resin on it, they're not going to want to float around. And if you use clear Elmer's glue, it will disappear with resin. And I won't bore you with this, so this is what I'm going to do with this, and then I'm going to I'll have to let it dry for 24 hours to make sure everything's all dry, because you don't want to put resin down with some wet glue. So I'm going to put it all in there, and then when all this is dry, we'll be back. I'm sorry. I thought that I had that turned on. Well, it was all dry. I found these little leaves here, and then I found these other little leaves that I want to put in here as smaller ones to give the tree some more depth. And I found this little rabbit. I think he looks cute sitting in the swing. He's jointed, so he fits in there very well. Put a few of these little leaves here, and I have some others that I want to put a few of those in there too. You know, trees, the leaves change colors, all kinds of colors. So I think that putting all kinds of colors on here will be good. Yes, I think that's coming together. And then I have these other little leaves. I don't know that they'll shine too good. Let me see. those are kind of cute. Then I have these. That are even prettier. Yep. Yep. I like that. Then I found these guys. If I can see how to get in the package. I do not see, so we're going to cut the corner. Anyway, I found these little pine cones. And I have some silver ones as well. Give it a little bit of contrast. Okay, I think that'll do it. Maybe one more there. Yep. Good deal. Okay. All right then. So we're good to go with those. Put up these leaves out of the way. All right. Okay. Now, we want to put and to contrast that a little bit, I think that we need a little bit of this gold to give it a season, changing of the season kind of vibe. All right, I think that's good. Now, I'm definitely going to be using this on this side. I don't think I want fence underneath him. Yep, don't want no fence underneath him because he wouldn't be swinging in that swing if he had some a fence below him. So we're going to keep it on this side. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clear Elmer's glue on all this so that when I do pour the resin on it, they're not going to want to float around. And if you use clear Elmer's glue, it will disappear with resin. And I won't bore you with this, so this is what I'm going to do with this, and then I'm going to I'll have to let it dry for 24 hours to make sure everything's all dry because you don't want to put resin down with some wet glue. So I'm going to put it all in there, and then when all this is dry, we'll be back. Okay, I thought I'd push record, but anyway, I was putting the glue on this with these leaves and stuff, so I added some glass in there. I think and I added a bee in there. So I think it did, and I found a little sunflower, so I think it added some pizzazz to that tree, putting that glass in there, and kind of looks like a tree that's changing seasons to me. Yep, I like it. I hope you like it too. All right, we're going to be back when it's dry and we can pour resin over it. Okay, I thought I'd push record, but anyway, I was putting the glue on this with these leaves and stuff, so I added some glass in there. I think it, and I added a bee in there. So I think it did, and I found a little sunflower, so I think it added some pizzazz to that tree, putting that glass in there, and kind of looks like a tree that's changing seasons to me. Yep, I like it. I hope you like it too. All right, we're going to be back when it's dry and we can pour resin over it. Okay, I got a few more things. I've added a owl and a bee. I want to let it dry just a little bit more from the glue. I'm going to put this, I'm not ready to resin it yet, but I thought I would give you an update on how it's coming. But I am going to let it dry some more. But I wanted to put a dragonfly on there. And I found this little cute bird, and I found a flower that I want to put on there. I didn't like it having just one flower. But I have to take them. There we go. I want to set the bird. There we go. Yep. Had to have some little animals in here to give it some life. And I didn't like having just one flower on there. So I found this other little bitty flower that's good for it, I think. All right. Yep. Yeah, I think it needed to be on this side. Maybe in front of the... Give it a little depth. There we go. I knew I'd find its niche there. But yeah, it needed a little bit of something. And you know, I have a, I also have, I think, a little caterpillar that might be cute in there if I could find him. I thought I had found him. I got so many little inclusions. I buy these off Temu when they're on sale and stuff and put them up. Because you never know when you're going to need them. But I think I can find that little, I'm sorry for the rattling. Let me see if I can find that little caterpillar, and I'll be back in just a minute. I want to rattle your hearing. Okay. So now we're fixing to be ready to pour resin over that, but I want to take I want to get a paper towel with a little bit of Windex on it, and because I touched some of that stuff there when I was putting all that stuff, and I cleaned it off with a razor blade off camera to get that glue, those strings from the glue, but I don't want any fingerprints on them. And I see a couple of them that I don't want to get trapped underneath that resin. Okay, I think that'll work. I don't see any more on there. Okay, now we're going to put some resin on here. Drizzle it on. Making sure I get all the coverage. It's going to be pretty. Well, it is pretty, but this resin on here will solidify its beauty for years to come. But you just make sure that you get it everywhere. Bring it all the way out to the edges. Try not to float too much of it, but you definitely need to have coverage, so make sure you get everything covered. And I am using Bondcraftor 1:1. It does well on glass on glass. But you just make sure you get it everywhere on all your pieces that you want covered with resin. And bring it to the very edge of the glass. Make sure it comes to that part. That's why it's really good to go ahead and glue those things down so that when you're doing this, you don't move all your glass around and your stuff that you put on there. It makes for easier not to move it. I did not glue the rooster because he was a last minute add-on. I just thought that fence needed a rooster. So I didn't get to glue him down, and I wasn't going to glue him and then wait for it to dry, because he's heavy enough that he's not going to float around. Okay. I believe I have everything covered. And then I'm going to because it's glass, if I can find it. I'm so unorganized over here with everything right now. I seem to be unorganized. Oh, let me see if this has any. Yeah, it does. So let me pull this down a little bit. Little torch, get some of those bubbles off there. Alright, I don't see any more. Can't get too close to the swing because it is real rope and it will catch on fire. Alright, so I think that'll work on that. And I'm going to take a toothpick and go next to that on those little bubbles I see in there. So I don't have to worry about those bubbles being in there. And I will be back and forth on it about every 15 minutes to be checking on it, make sure that there's not any sediment that comes up or stuff that I see some stuff right there, probably from the rope. And you want to come back and check on it every 15 minutes so that you don't get a hair. Or I don't have any pets, but you never know on these things. But I am going to move it over here because I have something else that I want to do here while this is setting up. So I'll put this over here. And we'll come back to that when it does dry. When the resin cures, we'll come back to it and I will show you once I remove the blue tape. I will certainly do that. Hang on, I got another thing I can see here. There we go. Get it in a better light and I can see it sideways and I can see something in there. There we go. All right. I don't know what I did with my other kitchen torch. There's no telling. Yep, it was a piece of rope. But that's why you, it's good to look at it through an angle as well, because then you can see the things that you can't see straight looking at it. For sure. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, we'll let that sit up, and while that's sitting up, I'm going to be working on something else that I want to show you. Let me get out of these gloves that have too much. Okay. All right. Big Mama. I have a new turtle. It's fairly huge. I'm going to be trimming it down a little bit, but right now it's just the prototype of the mold, the first one. So I'm not going to trim it up. But as I start pouring them, I definitely will make them look better. This was just I wanted to see if I could do it. And this one I will be keeping because it's my first one. But I'm going to be pouring this guy, and we're going to put in some, I'm going to have to mix up some more resin because I don't have enough from that. So let me mix up some resin and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to put some of these rocks in here. Put some because I'm going to be pouring him in layers. And the first layer is going to be these rocks. But I'm also going to be putting these shells in there. And then we'll put these rocks in here. Might need to bring him up just a little bit more. Let's see what I got. Don't want to make a mess because y'all know I am a mess maker. All right. Pull this up. Okay. There, that ought to do it. Get a silicone tool so I don't scratch it. make sure I get that resin in there. Alright, now we're going to put just a tad to get that to go in there. And then we're going to put the rest of these up here. Okay, I think that's gonna be pretty good. I want to make sure that good deal. Okay, so we're gonna let this cure. And then we're going to come back and do the other part of that. All right. So we'll see you in part 2. Hello, everybody. Well, it's all done. Let's take this blue tape off of it. Okay. There she is. Uh-oh. Well, I'm very happy with the way she turned out. And this is the back. It looks just as pretty on the back. I'm happy. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it came out pretty good? I think it did. And she's going to go to the market Saturday. But yeah, I think it turned out really good. For me to step outside my box and do that glue tree. Anyway, I hope that you liked it. And now we're going to move on to that finishing up this big behemoth. I need to mix up some resin and then we'll pour it, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the resin made up. We're going to add this Ranger Glacier Blue. Ranger Alcohol Ink Glacier Blue. Such a pretty color. And we're going to pour it in here. Slow and easy. Before I get it too far in there, I'm going to take a stick and make sure I don't have any bubbles in the ends of the flippers. Hopefully. Oh crap. I got a hole in my mold. Well, let me fix it. I'll be back. Okay, it was me. I was pouring it out my cup. So anyway, no holes. Just mess making like I do. Y'all know I'm a mess maker. Anyway, so we're going to come back when it's time to demold this guy. Oops, sorry, I pushed the thing. When it's time to demold him, we'll come back and we'll see how he comes out. See you then. Okay, I thought I had pressed record, but I didn't. So I looked over there and it wasn't recording. I'm trying to get this behemoth out of here. There we go. We ready? We ready for this? Turn another light on. There we go. There he is, everybody. He is gorgeous. I got some silicone on him there. New mold. Gonna have little quirks. Might have a bubble in it, but I can fix that. I can definitely fix that. But he is beautiful. Look how big he is. Hey, I didn't get a bubble in the tail though. I need to trim this off a little bit. Gorgeous. Yep, he turned out gorgeous. He looks like he's in motion. That's what I like about him. Well, if you want one of these molds, it's definitely not cheap. I think I used almost 65 ounces of silicone to pour it. I'm trying to get it down, but as far as the resin to pour him, I only did 16 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 ounces of resin. To pour him, I believe. That's how much I had. I didn't really count, but I'm thinking that it's about 20 ounces to pour him. But I like him because he looks like he's in motion. And most turtles that you buy, the molds that you get, they are flat and they're just laying there. So I'm really, really liking him. Really, really liking him. All right, I've kept y'all long enough because this is the butt end of that other video on the glass piece. So contact me if you want to negotiate with this, because it's going to cost a little bit to shipping. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and come back and see what we're up to next time. Not sure. I did get some new stuff in from resiners, and I'm going to be trying it, so that'll probably be my next video. So come back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps my channel grow big time. I appreciate it very, very much. I hope that your day, night, evening, whatever your time zone is going well. And come back and see me. And remember, the world is full of blessings. And if you haven't found one, be one. See y'all later, guys. Bye.